AI is, you talk about, Allison, we don't know how to deal with all this. What about how it's impacting jobs, the job market right now? That's where there are huge changes coming. And just this week, in fact, Amazon announced 14,000 job cuts. Its CEO saying it's going to need fewer people to do the job as AI gets deployed across the company. Target and other major companies also heading in this same direction. This is a sea change that is potentially coming our way. Joining us now is labor and employment attorney Seth Berenzweig. Seth, thanks for being here this morning. Let's talk about, first of all, the types of jobs right now at this point that are being most impacted by AI.
Well, I would say that the jobs that are mostly being impacted at this time relate more to white collar or administrative, logistical office support. The frontline blue collar workers, the folks that are still needed with regard to loading and shipping boxes, people in the blue collar industries such as carpentry, plumbing. Those are not necessarily affected, but otherwise, look, the genie's out of the bottle. At this point, the level of capital expenditures that have been pursued for the integration and connecting on AI has had a very broad impact throughout corporate America. And as you've very correctly noted, it's had a very significant impact on the American job force. From a legal perspective, there really isn't a lot that individuals can do from that regard. There is a possibility for unionized elements of the workforce to try to negotiate that into their collective bargaining agreement. But as we saw from the Hollywood Writers Union strike recently, those attempts to try to swim against the tide were not very successful. So this is a change that really is Industrial Revolution 2.0, and undoubtedly it's here to stay.
I mean, Seth, what you're describing is if these, white collar jobs go away, it's not easy to just transition for those workers to carpentry and plumbing and electricians. They're not trained for that. So what do you tell people, employees who come to you?
Well, it's a great job. And I think that one of the things that is very important to keep in mind here from a general perspective is that the largest risk isn't that your job's going to be taken by AI. The biggest risk is that your job's going to be taken by someone who understands AI better than you do. So the most important tip that I would offer to people in the workforce is to try to get training in software as it relates to AI and similar applications so that they can learn how to customize, deploy software in a way that makes them more valuable in the workforce. This is something that can be very powerful, and there are a lot of opportunities, including opportunities online in terms of how to learn more about software and customization and deployment. That's something that can really be a very big way to not only survive, but to thrive in this new AI environment.
And if you're going to college, if you are in college, figure out how AI will impact your given major. And if you have to make plans, pivot now. I want to ask you about a statement from Dario Amodei. He is the CEO of Anthropic, one of the biggest AI companies on the planet. He said AI could eliminate half of all entry-level white-collar jobs within 5 years and could spike our unemployment between 10 and 20%. Your thoughts on that stunning statement?
Well, I agree with some of that. That's a little bit bleak. I'm not so sure about that aspect from a statistical perspective. But look, this is something that is going to have a very significant impact. And those of us in the workforce or who are going to be entering the workforce who are younger, who have the asset of time, will be able to make that kind of a shift from a training standpoint. So there's going to be an impact. But I think there's technology always closes doors but opens new ones, right? I mean, I remember when ATMs came out and everybody was panicking about what's going to happen to bank tellers. Well, some bank tellers and some of those positions shifted, but you had hardware positions, software positions, people who were there to be able to continue to customize and deploy the software. So it's just really important to just stay on top of this, stay trained, lean into the momentum and to use this as an opportunity to thrive. This is going to be another tide that we don't even really know where it's going to go. There's new elements of voice recognition. Here in Washington, D.C., we have a whole defense industry. How is AI going to be integrated into smart weapons? Those are areas that people can learn about new opportunities. So it's a changing environment, but it's also an environment with new exciting opportunities. Lean into it. And figure out how to be able to pursue training and see what new doors can open as we head into the new aspect of the deployment of AI in the workforce.
So, Seth Berenzweig, you're saying the three of us need to go back to school at this point.
And we need to pray, Jim.
We need to pray and
I'm telling you right
learn
now.
more about AI.
You're already covering the story, so you guys are already leaning into it.
Okay. Seth Berenzweig, thanks for joining us this morning on Connecting America. Are you ready to do some studying, Allison?
Well,
Learn
listen,
some software?
Dave Briggs, to his credit, has been sounding the alarm on this. Dave Briggs tells me every day about something about AI, and I promptly put on my earmuffs and stick my head in the sand.
Well,
let me tell you one more thing.
Yeah, you just pointed out.
Let me tell you one more thing. Inception Point AI, they are making 3,000 AI podcasts every week, and each episode takes a few minutes. The hosts are AI. They can go on other podcasts, answer questions from real human beings.
We don't like hearing this.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Dave and I do our sanity podcast on
work
YouTube.
hard.
We have one. We have a scheduled one today at 4. I mean, are we canceling, Dave? Are we just getting our AI co-host or what?
Sarah Fisher from Axios will join us today at 4:00. So please check out Sanity Podcast. Plug. There we go.
Yes, absolutely.